founder of Salvation Army is William Booth. He lived in England. When he lived, England experienced big change. People call the change as industrial revolution. Since then, people started to make products at factories, whereas people had made products at home. That created big change in human society. One of the big change, negative change, was poverty. The level of poverty dramatically became serious. So human being needed new solution to respond to the poverty. William Booth wanted to do something for that. And he had been a church pastor of a Methodist church. He wanted to do something more than being a pastor to solve the problem of poverty of England, especially London. But his denomination didn't allow do something more than they asked him to do. So he decided to create a new movement, which became the Salvation Army eventually. He came into the London in early 1860s. And once again, his dream, his vision, his mission was to solve the problem of poverty, to respond to the problem of poverty as Christians, as a Christian. How can we solve the problem of poverty as Christian? What is the Christian way to solve and respond to the problem of poverty? That was his question. That was his mission. That was his vision. That was what he wanted to devote his entire life as a Christian. But I want to share another piece of history, which is very interesting to me. Some of you may know the name of Karl Marx. He is the founder of communism. And there could be many different ways to describe communism, but I want to point out that communism doesn't believe in God. Also, doesn't believe in God. And Karl Marx also moved into the London, England, with the very similar mission, and at the same year with William Booth. Isn't it interesting? It's very interesting to me because the perspective of Karl Marx was that, once again, he didn't believe in God, so that he didn't involve God in his effort to solve the poverty and respond to the problem of poverty. He wanted to solve the problem of poverty solely by human effort. That is the big difference between him and William Booth's Christian perspective and response to the poverty. So you and I are the descendants of William Booth if we take care of our neighbors' poverty issue in Waterbury, in Connecticut, in the US, in the world. So that was 1860s. Now it's 2021. How is the world today? Do we still have communists who are the Karl Marx descendants? And is there still descendants of William Booth? Yes, like you and I. Some people say that since the collapse of Soviet Union, there's no competition between communism and non-communism. But I don't think so. The competition, which is who's gonna be the best response to the problem of poverty as a social problem, is still going on. Still going on. We are not the winner yet because there are still the problem of poverty in the world. The problem has not been solved yet. So God is waiting for us to be His soldiers in terms of how to respond to the problem of poverty, how to solve the problem in the Christian perspective. The Salvation Army Yes Church, to me, is the best denomination in the world, even though the number of denomination church members are very small comparing to other denominations. Our mission is amazing. Our mission is amazing because we are competing, we are fighting against communism, the descendants of Karl Marx. I invite you to join with me to fight the fight together. That is the holy fight. That must be very challenging fight. That, however, that has the huge meaning historically, and God is calling us to join the fight. Would you like to join with me the fight?